Good morning, everyone. It's Christoph Chu from Coldwell Banker Global Luxury in beautiful Beverly Hills. You can probably tell I'm in Beverly Hills from the signature palm trees. So I haven't done my driving tour videos in a while, and I thought I would take an opportunity to do that today. So I'm driving right now on the famed Sunset Boulevard, like the movie Sunset Boulevard, here in the city of Beverly Hills. I just came from the Hollywood Hills area, Sunset Strip, which is also Sunset Boulevard, which is over to the just eastern section of Beverly Hills. So here on Sunset Boulevard, houses ranging typically from about $8 million up to, I think the highest price one currently is $80 million. So it's a pretty wide range. The cheapest sale in the last few years was a house coming up shortly on the left side that was sold for just under $4 million. And they've torn it down and are now building a new home. Actually, they built a new modern construction home. It's not on the market. I guess they built it for themselves, but that was one of the lowest price sales in Beverly Hills here on Sunset Boulevard. Behind the, is it that hedge there? Nope. Coming up soon is behind the hedge is one of the former homes of Madonna. She's had quite a few homes here in Los Angeles and Beverly Hills, and that is on the market for $24 million. I forget what she sold it for. I think she sold it for 20 or 22 at that time. So on this particular corner here is one of the most, actually it's the most expensive home currently for sale in Beverly Hills. It's listed, they actually just raised the price to, I think it's $80 million. I think it's 80 million? I forget. And over there to the left is the, oh I can't, that's the modern one I was just talking about a few minutes ago. So Sunset Boulevard is a very famous and very popular street. It runs all across Los Angeles from east to west, and it does end up at Pacific Coast Highway in the Pacific Palisades area. And as we're coming up here, we're coming up to kind of one of the major cross sections here in the city, which is Sunset Boulevard at Beverly Drive, which is where there's Will Rogers Park. So on the left there, where you see those kind of cluster of palm trees, that's the Will Rogers Park. And it was initially part of the lawn of the Beverly Hills Hotel, which is kind of interesting. Way back in I think Beverly Hills Hotel was built in 1914 or 1917, I think. That's the Beverly Hills Hotel right there. Great spot to eat lunch. The Polo Lounge is great. Outdoor terrace to eat, the bar. It's really a fun place, and lots of people love to stay there when they come to LA. So this is kind of the heart of Beverly Hills. Rodeo Drive ends right there on the left, and it turns into a street here called Benedict Canyon, which is one of the north-south streets through Beverly Hills City, and then going up through the Beverly Hills Post Office area, which is Beverly Hills 90210 address. However, it's not in the city of Beverly Hills, it's in the city of Los Angeles. But again, right now we are currently in the Beverly Hills City 90210. So you can have a Beverly Hills address, 90210, but you can either be in the city of Beverly Hills or in the Beverly Hills Post Office area. And the difference is Beverly Hills City get Beverly Hills Police, Fire Department, all of that. And in Beverly Hills Post Office, you get the LA City Fire, Water, and Utilities. So I'm turning here on North Benedict Canyon Drive. Actually behind the hedges there, not the White House, but the Mediterranean next to it. You can't really see it from here. I sold that about a year ago for $10,050,000. It was about an 8,000 square foot house built in the 1980s on about a little bit less than half an acre lot, and that sold for $10,050,000. Just to give you a little idea of pricing. The house here on the left behind the hedges is on the market. It's a little bit less than an acre, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they're asking currently $24 million. And it's an older house, lots of Hollywood history. I don't remember it all offhand. But anyways, so Benedict Canyon is quite beautiful. It's got beautiful palm trees. And this is one of the main streets that you would take from here, the city of Beverly Hills, to get to the San Fernando Valley. So many people who can't spend the money to live on this side of the hill, as we call it, do live in the valley, because in the valley prices are anywhere from 50 to 60% less than what they would be here in the prime Beverly Hills areas. So I'm going to look at a house right now on a street called San Ysidro Drive, which is a little street off of Benedict Canyon, and it goes, it's not really a through street, it goes all the way through to an area called Beverly Park. and Beverly Park is considered one of the most, actually it's considered the most exclusive gated community in the West Coast. Beverly Park homes start pretty much at about 16 million. The recent sales in there have been in the upper 20 range, mid 40 range. It's a very, very, very popular location. Sylvester Stallone lives there. Let's see who else lives there. Rod Stewart lives there. Denzel Washington. Quite a few billionaires have homes there, and one of the reasons they love that area is that it's a gated community, and all the homes are like 25,000 square feet plus. Typically, they're on, you know, 1.5 acres to 4, 5, 6 acres, depending on, you know, the specific lot. And they're mostly newer homes because that development started in the, I think, mid to late 80s. So most of them are newer homes, and as a matter of fact, a lot of the homes built in the 80s are now being torn down, and new homes are being built in those locations. So I'm here on San Ysidro Drive. I just turned off of Benedict Canyon. We're still in the city of Beverly Hills, and in this particular portion, the houses are ranging from about 9-10 million for an old fixer up to about 30 to 40 million for a newer construction home, kind of right in this specific zone. It's a beautiful area. It's very wooded. It's a nice hillside. You don't really get a lot of views in this particular location because we're kind of in between two parts of the hill. And some things have sold on this particular block in the 4-5 million range recently, and they've been either torn down or substantially renovated. And then you've got a house that's worth maybe 9 to 10 to 12 million. So it's a kind of area that if you buy the right property, it's an amazing location. You can fix and flip, or build your dream house, or just, you know, remodel and keep it. Any one of the few. So this is Pick Fair, and if you notice, there's a white sign that says Pick Fair. In the city of Beverly Hills, all of the street signs are white. So you'll know very easily if you're driving around, you see a white sign, you're in the city of Beverly Hills. And once you see the blue signs, you're now back in the city of Los Angeles. So shortly we're going to be exiting the Beverly Hills proper area, and then actually going to see the Beverly Hills Post Office and the blue signs, which will come up rather shortly. So this is the main access point into the Beverly Park area. So you would have to essentially come from this street to go into the gated community of Beverly Park to enter into that particular residential community. And Beverly Park consists of north and south. North is considered better because there's the park in there, and south is also very nice. So now you see the blue signs, Eldridge. So we're now in the Beverly Hills Post Office area in the city of Los Angeles, but again, you do have the Beverly Hills 90210 address. Now I'm going to actually stop at a house very shortly here, and but I think before doing that, I'll just drive you guys all the way up to Beverly Park so you get a little lay of the land. So this part of San Ysidro is Beverly Hills Post Office, and you can still today get a small fixer for around 2.5 to 2.6 million. And again, with what's going on in our area, pretty much those houses are being torn down and built as new, and then the new houses are going from anywhere, like for example that one there, I don't remember what that sold for, but I think it was like 2.6 million, and now they're building a new modern. And this is a house, oh, I've already seen that house, so I don't need to see it again. So we can just continue our drive. So the new constructions are going from, like I said, about 7.5 to about 12, 13 million here on San Ysidro Drive. That's the one thing about Caravan is I go out every Tuesday to preview all the new listings, and today's very light because it's coming up to a holiday weekend, so there were only about 10 to see, and I didn't pay enough attention, so far 3 of the 10 I've scheduled to come look at I've seen before. So and you know, having done this for 28 years, I tend to see a lot of houses over the period of time. So anyways, so a lot of mid-century kind of 50s, 60s, and 70s. That was a big era of construction in this part of Beverly Hills Post Office. And so you'll see a lot of those homes, and then you'll see now a lot of the new construction going on. Look, there's always construction going on, but I would say particularly in the last 5 to 7 years, I've seen more new construction and renovations going on than I've ever seen in my 28 years selling real estate. So again, Beverly Park is kind of that house at the top there with the palm tree. That's on the south end of Beverly Park. And again, Beverly Park is in the Beverly Hills post office area, so it is not the city of Beverly Hills, but you do get the Beverly Hills 90210 address. And so you get the address, but you're in the city of Los Angeles. So here again, this is a dead-end street, San Ysidro. It only enters into Beverly Park, and there's all these little offshoot streets here off of San Ysidro here on the offshoot streets off of San Ysidro. So we're just about to enter or get to the section we can go into North or South Beverly Park. So that's the signs. You can see south is to the right, so that's south, and then to the left is north. That's a new construction home that I forget what that sold for a few years ago. So once we pass through here, we're now entering into the Beverly Park North Zone. So I'm just going to go to the turnabout and then make a turn because I'm not coming into Beverly Park today. So it's quite beautiful. I'd say it's beautifully landscaped. The safest and nicest gated community in Beverly Hills / Los Angeles. So that's the main Beverly Park North entrance gate. Do a little swing around. So I hope you enjoyed my little tour today. It's been a long time since I've done one of these driving tours, so I'm glad to be back on that. And it seems like the people out there watching my YouTube channel really like to see and learn about the different neighborhoods and prices and the areas that we call home here in the west side of Los Angeles. So hope you enjoyed the tour. Hope you're having a great day, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you all real soon.